What is up, YouTube? And today we're going to be talking all about the reroll for Wuthering Waves and how you guys want to actually do it and how you actually can reroll for the best characters for your account. Now to start the reroll, all you have to do is progress the tutorial. It'll take you eventually to this guy and he will actually allow you to actually start summoning or convening. And just go to the menu here and you'll see that convene is available and you'll be able to start summoning. Now you'll see right away that there are multiple banners. We have the novice banner, which will guarantee you a 5-star character after 50 summons. You'll also see that there is a permanent banner, which is going to be always here. This is going to guarantee you a 5-star after 80 summons, and the event banner, which will actually guarantee you the event unit Gion after 80 summons as well. We also have the weapon banners as well, but I wouldn't really worry about them for now. You're way better off going for the characters at the start of the game's release. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you understand how these banners work, and we'll talk about it. So the novice banner, right, this will be a discount. Basically after these 50 summons, this banner will disappear. You'll see that it'll only cost you 8 of these currencies to summon 10 times. Usually it's 1-to-1, and you get these currencies just by signing up for the game because it is the game's launch. The limited banner actually uses a completely different currency, so we currently have 0 right now. You'll be getting 10 of these in about 2 or 3 days. So if you want to re-roll for Gion, the limited character, you actually have to wait 3 days to start re-rolling, which some of you guys might not be a fan of. I personally will not be waiting, so I'm not going to worry too much about this one. But if you do want to re-roll for the first limited unit, what you guys actually have to do is wait for 10 days to get, or not 10 days, 3 days to get your 10 currencies to start re-rolling for him. And then of course this banner will always be here and the pity will always be saved, so you can always be progressing on this banner. And this is kind of like your last resort banner that you want to start pulling on later on once you start playing. And here we have on pridewin.gg a very good resource for a lot of text guides for Wuthering Waves and just other games. You're going to see at the top here there's a red bar, and that basically is explaining that we are getting 10 lustrous tides, which is the regular summons for the 2 banners, and 10 radiant tides, which is for Gion or the limited banners, with the 20 that we get just from signing up. So we get 40 summons total, 30 regular ones and 10 limited ones. But the thing is, the 10 regular and 10 limited banner summon bonuses will be sent out on the 25th of May. So you can't actually reroll for Gion on day 1 or day 2, which I mentioned. And because of that, if you want to actually reroll for Gion, you're going to have to actually wait for 2 days. And you're going to see that they have 2 paths to recommend. Honestly, pretty accurate. I think there's only 2 rerolls you can do if you decide to reroll. Some people don't even care enough to reroll because if you actually look up, and it is true, you have to do about 40 minutes of gameplay to actually reroll, which is very annoying. There's even a meme here on this page, Wuthering Waves rerolling is pain. So if you have the mental capacity to do for it, definitely worth it, but it is very time consuming and very frustrating at times. So it's really up to you if you want to invest that heavily into the reroll. So the first one we have is going to be the Hell Path. This is going to be for Gion. Basically, you just play through the tutorial, like I mentioned, for 40 minutes to get to the summon area. And then once 2 or 3 days passes, so you're going to be doing this in about 2 or 3 days on the 25th, you'll be getting 10 pulls in the mail, and you'll get even more from doing other quests. You're going to do this summoning on Gion's banner with those currencies. If you don't pull him, then you have to reroll. If you pull him, great. And then what you want to do is with the 30 lustrous tides, the 10 from the mail on the 25th, and then 20 just from playing the game, you will do those 30 pulls on the character permanent convene banner to get another 5-star. The reason why I'm doing it on the convene banner is because this banner is always there. The novice banner actually guarantees you a 5-star after only 50 pulls, so it's way better to try to get and pull a unit from the character permanent convene banner at the start of the game if you're trying to re-roll. So because of that, you want to pull on Gion and then try to go for another 5-star on the character permanent convene. Honestly, if you don't get one, I wouldn't recommend re-rolling because then you have to pull Gion again and get lucky again. But if you do want that perfect account, then sure, be my guest, you can do it. The other reroll is called Heaven Path. Its difficulty is medium. Honestly, I would probably change these difficulties to like super hell and like hell. Heaven's Path is pretty bad as well. Basically, you're going to be doing this reroll on the day that you start playing before the 25th. So if you're starting on release day, you can do this reroll right now. I think this is what most people are going to do because they don't want to wait to play the game, right? The game looks so fun. So basically, you get through the tutorial, you'll do those 20 summons you get from just logging in and signing up. And you want to do this on the character permanent convene banner, and your aim is to start with 3 5-star characters. It says just because you're going to try to get one from the character permanent convene banner, 0.8% chance each. Then the second character from the pity from the novice convene banner once you actually have enough pulls while you're playing through the game, which you'll get a lot of pulls from. And then the third character from that selector convene within 80 pulls as well. And then after you actually do get these radiant tides in the mail on the 25th in 2 days, you can use those on Gion's banner and try to get lucky to get him. Or if you want to save for Yinlin, which I actually recommend because I think she's better, you're going to want to save for her after his banner ends when she comes out in about 3 weeks. Basically, these are the 2 reroll ways you can actually do, or like the paths, I guess. Of course, you can just not reroll, which is probably what I'm going to do because I really don't want to spend all my time in the next 2 days just rerolling. It does take forever, and multi-boxing is pretty hard for this game. So I'm not going to reroll, but if you do want to reroll, if you want to reroll right now, you don't care about the limited because you want to start playing, do the Heaven's Path. If you want to actually reroll in 2 or 3 days, you can actually do the Hell's Path. Or what you can actually do is just reroll right now with multiple characters on Heaven's Path. Just keep the accounts that actually get a 5-star within those first 20, and then with those remaining accounts, you can do the reroll in 2 or 3 days for Gion's banner. So a lot of work if you want to do that, you know, Heaven's Path into the Hell's Path. So really up to you and what you want to do. There's no right answer. Obviously, this is just the Hell's Path is just more characters for you, better characters. But you know, the amount of time you want to put in might not be worth it. So if you do decide to reroll though for regular 5-stars, there's a lot of options. Actually, there's not. There's only 5, but only one of the options is going to be the best, and that is going to be Verna. She is the best support unit in the game and will be for a while. If you guys have played any ARPGs like, you know, Honkai or even Genshin, you guys know that support characters, they take a long time to be power crept out of the meta, and Verna is no different. She's so good. She has like a cheat death for her team. She is just one of the best healers in the game. She doesn't really have any downsides, so best character you can get right now, even with the limiteds included. She's just very, very good. You will not regret getting her. She will carry your team in the early game, mid game, and late game, and she fits into every single team comp. Now, if you guys are re-rolling for her and you can't get her and you get frustrated, there's 2 other good options for DPSs. You get Kelcharo, very good, especially if you actually save for Yinlin, because they synergize very well together, the new limited unit that's coming out later. And also Encore, who's just a solid DPS unit, but nothing too special, honestly. I think how it should be is Verna's number 1 by far, like SSS tier. Kelcharo's probably like S tier, and I put like Encore in A tier. Now everything else, Zhang Jin and also Lin Yang, definitely don't recommend. They're just not good, really. So definitely, if you try to reroll, go for Verena. If you can't get her, you can settle for Kelcharo as well and try to go for Yinlin. But overall, Verena will be the best choice for you. But yeah, enough of the talking. I think you guys understand how you guys want to reroll. If you guys don't, you guys can ask me in the comments down below. But basically, what I'm going to do is start, you know, summoning. Honestly, I don't want to reroll, but you know, if I were to reroll, because I am a day 1 player right now, I would summon on this banner, and if I don't get a 5-star from these summons, I would reset and just make a new account. The reason why is because you kind of want to save this banner for later on, because it's way easier to get a 5-star on this later on. So you save the easier banner for later and the harder ones for the rerolls. So if you were rerolling, you would reroll 20 times on this, and then, you know, if you don't get a 5-star, just, you know, remake your account, or if you don't get the 5-star you want, you can remake it. But if you're not rerolling, you are fine to just roll on this banner and just get the 5-star guarantee as soon as you can. And that's what I'm going to do because I don't want to reroll. So here we go. Connection error. Great. Game is super laggy today. And if this black screen wants to load, here's the animation. Looks like we did not get a 5-star here, which is pretty sad. Did get a weapon. Another weapon. Another weapon. Another weapon. Another weapon. Another weapon. I did see a 4-star though, because I think it is guaranteed every 8 summons. And I got Yang Yang, which she's okay, but nothing too crazy. And then we're gonna go again. Hopefully I get a 5-star, right? I'm just gonna skip. Oh, I got a 4-star weapon. Nice. And I only have 4 left, so what we're gonna do here is, instead of spending, I think I'm just gonna summon twice on this banner, just so you guys can see what I get. And honestly, maybe if I get tilted here, I'll reroll my account. But for now, this is how we're going. And this is the last summon here. And yeah, you can see the odds. I just only got literally 1 4-star. The odds in this game are pretty low. So you can kind of see why the reroll is known as hell. So yeah, pretty much up to you. Honestly, you can progress through the game pretty easily with free-to-play units. But if you do want to reroll, that's what you want to do, what I just mentioned. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next video.